Good morning, everyone. I hope you are well. We're back learning, and we're dedicating the learning this morning in memory of Ami Basari, Paul Casimir, Shol Ben Shlomo, Yom Yochel Ben Moshe Eliezer, Shlomo Yochel Ben Moshe Eliezer, Ben Sion Ben Yitzchak, Ari Ben Shimele, Bas Vaiva, Avram Mordechai Ben Moshe Katna, Menashe Ben Tzvi Zalman, Ralia Bas Avram Pinchas. We wish each and every one of their respective families a long life and only simchas. So today we want to discuss, firstly, just to clarify, we are back now. We are back to normal after Yom Tov. Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Peter. So it's 9 a.m. throughout the week and 9:30 on Sunday mornings. Obviously, sometimes there are unexpected events that arise, and therefore I apologize in advance if I can't be online, but usually, all being well, please God, will be online every day as prior to Yom Tov. So this week, of course, we are learning and studying about Parshas Noach, this coming week's Torah portion. And usually the focus is, of course, on the beginning of the Sedra, right, which is all about the flood, right? I want to focus more today on the last part of the portion. Good morning, Mervyn. And that is, of course, when we discuss about the Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel was, we have to understand a bit of background. So at that time, when the Tower of Babel was constructed, all the nation, all the people, the whole of civilization lived in one city. They all lived in one area. And they had this incredible idea that they wanted to build a tower that would reach the heavens. And they said that they wanted that tower to fight on their behalf against the heavens. And therefore, essentially, what they were doing was establishing the concept of idolatry into the world. What happened next? Well, you may recall that the results were disastrous. The tower God destroyed, and as a punishment, he scattered the people to the four corners of the earth. Not only did he scatter, well, he didn't scatter them, he confused their languages. He mixed up the languages into 70 languages. As a result, the people were scattered to the four corners of the earth. And the question is obvious. Over the course of world history, there have been many people that have engaged in idolatry, and yet we don't see them suffering such severe punishments. Why is it that God decided that this generation, the generation of the Tower of Babel, deserved to be punished in such a harsh fashion? And the answer is, well, I think there are a couple of things. Firstly, we have to understand that the idea of everyone doing the same, unity, uniformity, it can be something that is positive. At the end of the day, isn't that one of the things that we pray for, right? Right? We want achdus, unity. But that is only when unity is with the right motives. When unity is misused and abused with the wrong intentions, with the wrong philosophy, then it all of a sudden can have catastrophic consequences for humanity and for civilization. Usually when that happens, there are some people, a minority, that are able to see sense, that are able to see the wood from the trees, that are able to be the voices of reason, and eventually reason and logic and moral and ethical teachings eventually will survive and will be accepted by society. However, what was unique about this? What was unique about the Tower of Babel is that there was only one view, one perspective. There was the whole of civilization in one place, sharing the same view, the same lone voice. In other words, there was no room for a minority. There was no room for any type of disagreement, to have a minority perspective, a different view, a different perspective. So therefore, there was no opportunity to entertain the view that there could be monotheism, that there could be a single God, that idolatry was wrong. If you think about it, usually whenever we have any type of view in the world, it's never accepted by everyone. You know, I was speaking to somebody this weekend, and they still don't believe there's such a thing as COVID. Astounding. Incredible. But whatever our beliefs are, there is always room for doubt, uncertainty, and there is room for people to argue. They can make a case against our view. And that is the beauty of the world that we live in, the beauty of the great world tapestry, right? That there can be so many different colors and shades and different perspectives to life. What the Almighty decided, God decided, was that at that time, with only one view, and there was a complete uniformity in terms of philosophy, there could never be a credible view which would oppose, which would differentiate, which would be that monotheism in the world. And therefore it was essential that there should be this difference in language, this confusion that was introduced to the world, so that there would be uncertainty. With different languages, there can be different interpretations. There can be questions. And once you have that, then you are in a position to present a different perspective. So I think, you know, it is one of the great benefits of our society. It is also one of the great disadvantages of our society. Think about it. You know, most of us, I think we share very similar beliefs, similar philosophy about God, about morals, about ethics, about Judaism, right? Hopefully we share those same views, right? And yet there are so many opposing views that many people, many young, impressionable Jewish children and teenagers are confused. They don't know what to believe. And that is one of the disadvantages. And therefore, in the formative years of a child and an adolescent's life, it is essential that there is that sense of sheltering them from outside influences, that they shouldn't be bamboozled from all directions with social media, that they are able to hear the spurious rumors and falsehoods of philosophies that oppose Israel and believe that it's the state is a totalitarian regime and apartheid state and so on and so forth. If we don't give our children the foundations, then they're never going to be able to make an informed judgment later in life. There is plenty of time in life for them to hear different perspectives. We're living in a very open society and everything is there on the internet. But in the formative years, it is important for us to make sure that those impressionable minds are influenced in the correct way. In the same way that we protect a child from the physical world and the dangers around it, so we should from the psychological, the emotional, and the spiritual. And in this way, please God, we'll be able to create or to recreate a world, a better world after COVID, with the right values, the right voices of reason, and the right unity in our midst and beyond. Wishing everyone a great day. Keep safe, keep well. I'm just going to finish now with the memorial prayer and Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He causes me to lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Even as I walk in the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You set a table before me in the presence of my adversaries. You anointed my head with oil, my cup overflows. May your goodness and kindness pursue me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord for length of days. Memorial prayer. Adon olam bimzacho es nishmos Ami bas Aryeh Paul Casimir Shaul ben Shlomo Yirmiyahu Yechia ben Moshe Eliezer Shlomo ben Tzio ben Yisrael Ara ben Shimon Leah bas Vaivo Avram Mordechai ben Moshe Katna Menad ben Tzvi Zalman Rale bas Avram Pinka Shalchu li olamam Began Eden Teimenu Chosam Anu bala rachamim Tasrim Zayisek Anofech li olamim V'tisroz Chaim Zeshmasam Amen. Long life wishes to all. Lastly, before Shlema prayer, good to have you back. Estelle, Mervyn, Peter, Carol, and everyone else that are still joining us. Spread the word. We are back. This is it. We're back to our regular schedule. I apologize, but with Yontif every day, Davening, Cholamayid, everything finished late. We ran late. It was impossible. But now, please God, we get back to some normality. I say normality, that's without any petrol and everything else that's going on around us. Anyways, lastly, before Shlema prayer, Mishabach Avsein Ram Yisrael Yaakov Moshe Aaron David Shlomo Vivach Rapes Achelim Bavo Shanim Mispalim Bavoram Bizchazakadosh Baruch Hu Yimalei Racham Aleihem Lechem Odfosam Vishlach Lemfu Shalem L'Shemaim L'Chol Rebem Mesach Shach Yisrael Refuas HaNefesh Ufus HaGuf Hashtabak Zmak Ribben Amen. Lovely to see you back. Yesterday was the first day. We had first Shabbat. We had Kiddush indoors. It was a wonderful, wonderful spectacle and a vibrant community. We're rebuilding. Look forward to seeing you join us both in the physical and online. Take care.